to the elders and apostles of great millstone, salutations to all you occupants out there pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity by the ways of highways and byways, going down the streets teaching and preaching, and also by way of the internet. Shalom to you very few sisters that's out there listening and learning. It's your brother Nayap, and I'm back with another news update. This is for fair use. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. All right. This is for educational purposes only. All right. Educational purposes only. Fair use, fair use, fair use is not for any kinds of monetary gain. Educational purposes only. Fair use on all these videos. Fair use.
Cracker Barrel's new logo and $700 million brand overhaul sparking some backlash from customers and critics who say the company is abandoning its country roots. You see the old logo on the left there with the older gentleman, the Cracker Barrel kind of leaning back into things. The new logo, yeah, to put it politely, looks pretty bland. The stock did fall about 10% yesterday. Joining us right now with more on what's turning into a major branding blunder is Americus Reed, Wharton School Professor of Marketing. Americus, let's walk through this and talk this through. I am not a huge fan of the new logo. I think it's boring. Don't know what I think about the stores as much. The white doesn't bother me quite as much. But it does look like they mishandled this pretty badly, and it got picked up by social media, and now what?
Yeah, I love that point. I mean, social media is outraged about this. I mean, you can take a look at the new logo and you can determine quickly that it's an attempt to simplify, which is a trend that's going on right now. In other words, a minimalization of what you're doing and a modernization to make things a little bit less cluttered. Now, of course, let me just give you quickly sort of rebrand or logo change 101 marketing. You definitely want to tweak a little bit. That's point number one. Point number two is you want to make sure that along with the change, you have the story ready. In other words, you have the narrative prepared to tell consumers why you're doing this and what's behind the change. And so if you don't do that, then you can see what we're seeing now, which is a lot of people filling the silence with respect to their negative reactions to the logo. And then point number three is to make sure, and I'm not sure if they did this or not, but you make sure you do a little tiny test of things with your most loyal customers. And you just get a pressure test to see how they react. Because if it's this kind of vehement sort of vitriol anger, you could probably pick that up in a smaller test and you can figure it out way before this spirals out of control in the way that it has.
Mad about Cracker Barrel.
Aww. Cracker Barrel's new logo and $700 million brand overhaul.
Boo-hoo. Who cares, bro? Who fucking cares? My bad, y'all.
This is breaking news. Donald Trump just...
All right, yeah.
This is breaking news. Donald Trump just greenlit the United States military to attack cartels in Mexican territory. This is coming after Donald Trump ordered the Pentagon and Northcom to prepare military options for targeting Latin American drug cartels, treating them like terrorist organizations rather than just criminal gangs. And as of this morning, Donald Trump has given a green light to our military personnel in the regions of Mexico to attack cartels on Mexican territory. And this is coming shortly after Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum said that Mexico does not house any cartel members, being that 50% of all cartel members live in Mexico and all of their operations reside in Mexico. And President Claudia Sheinbaum just announced that they have rejected any DEA agreements with the United States military and are not authorizing the U.S. military to attack cartels on Mexican territory. But let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you think it's about time that Donald Trump steps in with our United States military to bring down the crime of these cartel organizations? Or is it just another problem that we should not be involved in? Let me know in the comments section, and don't forget to hit that follow button.
You always gonna be involved.
This is breaking.
First of all, I think what Sam said and what I fully agree with is we think AI is the biggest thing, the biggest era that we've seen to date, right? Those of us who've had the benefit of living through the internet era coming upon us, mobile era, AI is bigger than all of that. And I don't think any of that is slowing down. You look at infrastructure builds and so on, which you all care about, those stocks. In terms of can there be moments where people invest in things that don't come to fruition? Absolutely. Happens in every era. And I think that's what Sam was saying, is that there will probably be investments made that are not the best of investments, but we still feel like the AI era is upon us and that we're leading the pack.
I'm here at Walmart. Let me show you some of the meat prices that they have. First off, I would like to start with their ground beef here. This is for 1 pound. It's $9.42. Wow. And they also have this 10 pounds of ground beef. It's 42 cents. $42.94. We wish it was 42 cents. They also have this one. This is 3 pounds for $16.94. This is $5.64 per pound. They have, oh my gosh, look at this. This 93% lean is $18.47. This is for 2.25 ounces. They do have some New York strip steaks here. Oops, for $22.13 marked down. You can get you some brown filet mignon for only $30.53.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that's just great.
Cents. No thanks. And then you have this ground meat here for only $14.70. You can get cube steak, and this is brown, $18.41. Well, as there's stew meat, turning brown, $17.
That shit don't even look like it's turning brown, man. That shit look like it's turning. That shit look like snot, bruh.
71. Don't put in the comments what you're looking for.
That shit look
and
like
always look at the expiration date. Have a good one, guys.
That goop scoop.
Well, break and fuck the news. There are photos floating around the internet of Donald Trump's hands and a big patch of foundation to cover up what looks like bruising and scars. Now, I grew up with my grandparents. I know what bruising and scars look like from when you get like things inserted into your hands very fucking frequently, like you're getting treated for something. And being that I had a grandmother who fought off cancer, love that woman to death, she's still alive. Knowing what stents and all the other things could possibly do to an old person's hands who can bruise easy because blood flow isn't the same. And if you go look these photos up, you can just look them up. But they're really, Donald Trump's probably out of here. I'm not wishing that. If whatever agent's assigned to me, I'm not wishing that. I'm just telling the truth. Y'all said it about John McCain. I'm saying it about Donald Trump. I'm just saying. I don't think he's going to be here that long.
With chalk in hand, volunteers restore the color stripped from this LGBTQ street memorial overnight. The crosswalk, part of a tribute to 49 people killed in the 2016 Pulse nightclub shooting that targeted the LGBTQ plus community, was suddenly painted over by state officials Wednesday night. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis posting the next day, "We will not allow our state roads to be commandeered for political purposes."
He just wants you to think that you're winning somehow.
And here it is. Esau Edom, as it appears, sodomite, you know, just in their spirit, man, just to be sodomites. These motherfuckers went back out and painted back over it with chalk and shit like that. Look, the rainbow doesn't represent sodomites. All right?
Because you're attacking gay people as he does nothing to actually help you.
Man, shut the fuck up.
Take that gun, go back. You're down there, get that gun up.
got 90. You might take a left on 9 towards like the banks and all that. Just go to the high. It's in the red light. It's a Nissan. I'm on you got a monocle. So you shouldn't go for a left and there's a light at night to turn.
Well, this isn't a breaking news. This is a fucking crash out. They're recruiting DOD civilians who have nothing to do with nothing. My last post, mad people, medical staff, active duty military. Somebody who's a very, at this point, close friend of mine commented and said that her ex-husband is getting deployed to the border, and they're going to get a deployment patch vet. If you are military, prior military, been around the military, or a military child, you know that's bullshit. There's certain places you can go over in Europe that are right next to conflict, like conflict areas or zones, combat zones, in air quotes, and you don't get a patch for it. Hey, so boom, my phone started falling and it stopped recording, but let me tell you like this. This regime, fascist. Straight up. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm telling you what it is. The writing's on the wall, okay? They're about to deploy more National Guardsmen all across the country because of crime-ridden cities, okay? I hate to use this as an example because fuck J.K. Rowling, but in Harry fucking Potter, they had snatchers, which were random, evil fucking back alley wizards who would go catch people who weren't pure of blood. And God knows what they did with them.
Do y'all line dance up here? Like,
You know what?
like if I said to you, where the fans at? Would you know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
Be glad you don't. Because they will pull out all the fans.
Oh.
Let him know, y'all, in the comments where to get the best seafood boil.
I really want to try like the seafood boil, man. Like y'all, the way y'all put the crabs in the bags and shit, that's fashion anyway. So guys, forgive me, my head looks up.
Are y'all aware what's...
Now, you know, don't do that. Don't do that. That seafood shit. But let me, I'm gonna play it. But yeah, man, it's Israelites. You know, we've been scattered everywhere, and we used to rule in Scotland. You know, during the so-called Dark Ages, or what they call the Renaissance, all that. Matter of fact, let me get this right quick. This is a book called The Negro Question Part 4. And I just want to, okay, here we go. All right, this is a Scottish king list. All the black, so-called black. All right, these are Israelites, men, all right, who was ruling, all right, from the time of 1371 to 1707. All right. So it said, in one passage, it says King James came from a long line of black Scottish Stuart kings, 343 years of rulership in Scotland. All right. So, yeah, they don't try to let you know. But then that's when them devils came in and started to take over, and they low-key was getting their ass whooped for a minute. Just to give you some history.
going on here in your country with the Black Scots? They're having a moment right now. Black Americans just discovered that y'all been hiding black people in here. And we found each other on TikTok and we're finna rise up.
Why did it take you guys so long to figure out black Scottish people?
They barely tell us about us.
Really? But that's the same here, though.
Okay, so then...
It's like we don't even know our history too. Like we get taught about like Alexander the Great and all that kind of stuff, but they don't teach us like about... Obviously they teach us about slavery, but like it's not.
Alexander the Great slaughtered our people. All right. Plus he was an Edomite. All right. So-called white man.
Like not everything's true.
What is some...
That's not your history. It's part of history, but it ain't. it ain't, you know, your history. You know.
You think American?
You know, you had the black coats. I think it was called the black coats or something like that. It was ruling in Scotland.
Get wrong about being black in this place in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, people, maybe some black Americans have gotten a little bit confused with black British and black Scottish, and maybe they're confused with the fact that black Scottish people aren't British. But within the UK, let me just explain this. Within the UK, we have Scotland, we have England, we have Northern Ireland, not Ireland, Northern Ireland, and then we have Wales, and we're all part of the United Kingdom, and we're all Britain. You can understand, because you probably guys haven't been taught much about Scottish history in your school.
Talk shit about the Scottish history.
And that's true. All right, which I'm gonna save this video. I might do a lesson on it. This would be something good to show or just do, you know, on a separate hand. I figured I'll just let you know a little bit.
So you can be black or black Brit, or you can be Afro-Caribbean or African. But you can't be black Scot.
Which we're not Africans. Okay? We're the Israelites.
Yes.
Is that something y'all care about, or it's just not a big deal?
Well,
Does that delineate?
we do care about it.
Does that lack of delineation matter?
I think, yeah, it does. It does, especially when you're born here. People are wondering what's happened to the food, why it's so expensive. Here it is on the side of the road. Free oranges.
Breaking this. Missed my live. Went down a rabbit hole. Found out a lot of information I didn't know anything about. So if you guys heard Kilmar Abrego Garcia was released Friday, the Justice Department immediately got pissed the fuck off because he was freed and didn't do what they asked him to do, which is agree to the charges that they're trying to charge him with, which they also agreed to send him to Costa Rica, where, mind you, not where he's from, but there's other Spanish speakers. Still a shitty situation. But I digress. They are planning on sending him to Uganda because he didn't do what they asked. The U.S. government has also sent people who they said are very violent criminals to South Sudan, where our same government has stated that South Sudan is too dangerous for American citizens to go visit. If you don't know what's going on in South Sudan and Sudan, there is civil unrest, civil war, and famine. There's children starving. Not only that, to add to this fucked up turn of events, same live, same time, I just discovered that Israel is offering and has got South Sudan to agree that they want to relocate Palestinians who are willing to leave to South Sudan. Welcome to the shit show. I was about to crash the fuck out. I swear, I was. I'm not going to give the privilege of I'm not going to give the energy.
We have major breaking news this evening. The Pentagon is now preparing to send National Guard military troops to Chicago. This could happen at any day now, according to the Washington Post, which is reporting that Pete Hegseth is preparing. They're sketching out a plan that could deploy not just 1,000, a few thousand National Guard members to Chicago. The use of active duty forces has even been discussed. This is very significant. Donald Trump is eyeing a crackdown on crime, on homelessness, and more. And he's taking his efforts. He already did it in Washington, D.C. Now he's doing it in Chicago. Spread the word so more people know. Now
Here we go. It's all bad. This Alaska meeting, you know, was supposed to be peaceful. I know that Putin just showed up just to be respectful. He wasn't impressed by Donald Trump's military, the U.S., all this stunts we tried to pull with the glimmer and the glamour of getting off the jets, fighter jets flying over this guy's head. He's not impressed. He went home and sent 614 missiles yesterday into Ukraine, the largest attack, and not to mention Donald Trump now orders Zelensky to what? No good. This guy has the biggest, baddest missile on the planet, and he's the only one that has it. If you haven't seen it, click down below, hit repost. I'll go ahead and pull up this missile. Here we go.
And that's true. Lord willing, this was edifying for you. That will give all praise, honor, and glory going to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakadash. Till next time, Shalom.